We're excited to get going. We always start a little bit later because you're allowed to practice 30 days. You're allowed 40 days. You can only practice 30 of them. So I always take a couple of days off early here so we can get in and get on our routine like we would during the regular season. So that's why we're starting, 3 or 4 days later than what a lot of teams start. We're excited to get started. We have a lot of returners back. Do have a couple key injuries that will be out for the season. Nia Staples, freshman we brought in, is out for the season, ACL. Aisha Edwards, which we thought would come in and secure our point guard positions, out for the season, ACL. And then, we had another freshman came in with an ACL, so she's out for the season. So we're a little thin on the perimeter at the guard position, but I've been through this before, and we'll make it work. Our girls worked hard this summer. Our returners are ready to go, and they're excited to get going.
Sarah Miles doesn't have any more eligibility.
Man, I wish she did. It's tough when I see her down there. I want to put her in. So, yeah. But, we'll have to see who's going to be a backup point guard now. We have Shania Ray at the point guard, which we was figuring on her moving to the 2 this year. So we'll have to work out a backup point guard. Alexis Brewer is probably the closest thing we have right now to being a backup point guard. So that's the direction we'll go in. We'll see how it works out in practice, but we'll see what happens.
Who was the third freshman you were referring to that had the ACL?
Chris, God, isn't that awful? Chris McCune. She came in with a ACL. I think it was in the semis of the state tournament and tore ACL. And we was counting on her getting playing time this year as a freshman also. So she's sitting out also.
Did Liv just decide not to come back, or she was?
Yeah, she's coming off that ACL. I mean, my goodness, I'm getting tired of saying that word, but she's coming off that ACL and everything, and decided she just wanted to be a student and all that. We wish her all the best. I mean, she was a great player on our basketball team and did a great job. But she, because of the injuries and because of all that, she decided to just be a student.
Have you looked at doing anything preventive to try to alleviate some of these?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, actually I have. I mean, enough's enough. I've been here. This is my 16th year, and it gets old, man. We've never been able to go. I can't remember a season we went in with a full squad, and it's frustrating. It really is. But we're doing extra preventive stuff twice a week, and we're also getting the monitors. They're vests that we're gonna make them wear during workouts with the strength coach and all that, and also during the workouts with us. And then we can read that and see if they're tired or what they're doing or whatever. I think what happens, and there's a lot of doctors out there say why women, have a lot of ACLs, and they're right. I'm not a doctor, but I think what happens is, to be honest with you, is I think we wear them down a little bit. I think, especially when they first get here, I think strength coaches trying to get them up with your returners, especially new players, and so they're trying to do the same things that our returners are doing, as far as running, lifting, all that. And then when they come to the gym with me, they're not getting out of nothing. So now they got to go full speed with me at all times. And I don't know if this is the case, but I think we're wearing them down. So we're going to that's why I want the monitors. Because, the way I look at it, if I'm going hard in practice, he can't go that hard the same day, with him. So I'm not going to quit going hard. So who's going to make adjustments? It's our strength coach that's going to make adjustments depending on what I'm doing in practice. So we're going to look at, we got to try something. And I've called a lot of coaches, talked to a lot of people on that, and this monitor thing, a lot of schools, especially professional teams, are going to that. We have some soccer. The 2 soccer teams here have it. Football has it now over there. So we're going to go to that, and we're going to try to do we got to do something, because I can't sit here every year and have 2 or 3 that we were counting on playing, and the season hadn't even started. as the summer went on, I wouldn't even go live. I'm scared to go live. And I got to go live now in practice, but I'm scared to go live. I mean, every time somebody falls down on the floor, I hold my breath right now, and that's not a good feeling.
You said it's a vest?
It's a vest you wear that monitors you, and we'll be able to tell. And the other thing, we'll be able to tell if you really put out. You know what I mean? Those girls think it's a great thing, but no, look here. No, you didn't go hard. But what I can do, I can make sure that we're not doing too much in one day. I think we wear them down. I think we just wear them down. It's year round. We wear them down, especially for new players coming in. Most of our injuries, ACL, is with new players coming into our program. And I think we wear them down, and then they're out on the court, weak legs and that type of stuff. Now, I don't know. I don't know if I had the answer, hell, we'd all have a hell of a party right now. I mean, because people love to have the answer to that. But we got to try something. We have to try something. We cannot continue to do this because it just, and I'm not making excuses. We got to win. I mean, we got to go with what we have. I'm not making excuses before the season starts. A lot of people are going to say, well, he's already making. No, I'm not making excuses. We got to address this. We got to address this stuff.
So you're willing to I know that you want them to be in shape by the time they hit the court and you're working
Right.
with them, but you're willing to give up a little bit of that to make sure you
Have to. I think we have to. I think we have to. I think we got to bring them along. I don't think we can just throw them right into the fire like that. I'm going to throw them on the fire in practice, but we can't both throw them in the fire. And so, we're not here to become bodybuilders. And it's nothing. Our strength coach does a great job. I'm not saying that. And we get stronger and more explosive in that. Brian does a fantastic job. But the bottom line is we're having too many of them. And we've got to do something different. We just got to try something different. And Brian's all for it. They're into these monitors, and our trainer is. So we're really going to get into that stuff. So I don't know if it'll help, but, we're going to try it. It's worth a shot. If it does help, that's great. That's great.
You've had junior college players that have come in here through the years, and they've continued their success on it at this level, and others who maybe don't live up to the hype.
Mm-hmm.
What seems to be the key in these junior college players who are able to come to this level and keep getting better?
If you notice, the ones that have really been successful for us have had 3 years and maybe come down here, got injured, redshirted, and had 2 more years to learn our system. Really, the way we do things, especially on the defensive side, takes them a year. It really does. It takes them a year to learn. In their senior year, they're ready to go. Daz is a perfect example. Daz last year didn't play a lot of minutes. She's going to play a lot of minutes this year because she knows what we're doing now. She's going hard. She's doing what we do. So, it always did. When I was on the men's side, I had a lot of junior college players. Man, I knew they were only going to give me what I needed 1 year because it was going to take them 1 year to adjust to me, to adjust to what we do in our style. And you got to understand, Christina King's coming in here and, with all that hype and everything, but has a lot to learn. And as long as she goes hard, as long as she works and that, she'll continue to get better. But, it's a big difference with our defense. And I don't say it because we do anything special now. We just demand a lot defensively. And players are not used to that when they first get in here.
You feel like offensively she's going to be able to compete right away? With
She can run. No, she can run. She can get up and down the floor now. She can get up and down the floor of our guards. She can run and jump. That's what she can do. Now we got a lot. We got to really work the other stuff in there. But like I told Christina, as long as you go hard and you don't stop when you make a mistake, then you're going to continue to get better. And as long as she does that, she'll continue to get better, and you'll see her, get better. You guys remember last year in Ariel Smiley. Well, what's the deal with Smiley? When she first started here, first semester, wasn't doing much for us now. But as the year went on, she produced a heck of a lot more for us, and that's exactly what will happen with some of these younger players and Christina King and that.
With Christina, you actually had her sign coming out of
High school,
right?
Yeah.
So kind of take me through that a little bit. Do you still have to keep recruiting her as she goes to?
Oh, absolutely, because everybody was trying to get her. You hope when you sign her out of high school, now teams know who they need to go against. You know what I mean? So we were the target of everybody trying to recruit her, and we was able to get her back. Great young lady. I think she's going to be a great player here, going to do a good job. Just going to take a while. I'm going to have to be patient. Everybody's going to have to be patient with her.
Last year with Lene, the big emphasis, we need more scoring from
Yeah.
her, not just the rebounding, the block shot. And I think she pretty much doubled her scoring, went from like 4 to 8 something last year. What is the emphasis this year, just to continue that? What does she need to do better this year?
Well, let's be honest. Somebody's got to pick up the scoring from Bria Holmes. Somebody's got to pick up that scoring, and we need Lene to do that. We need Tiana to do that. Tyneese is going to score. Even Shania needs to do that. We need Katrina Pardee or Alexis Brewer to step up and give us more. So I don't think it's any one person. I think as a group, we need them all to step up and take ownership and leadership of that area while continuing to play defense. And, we know teams now, it used to be they're going to overload to Bria. Well, now they're going to overload to Tyneese. And we know that going in. So those other players around her were Tyneese. If you remember last year, our bench, 3 of our top 5 scorers come off the bench. We're not going to have that this year. We're just not going to have that because we don't have the numbers this year. And because of that, they're going to overload on Tyneese. And they may double Lene. So there's going to be some other people going to have to step up.
So King would be like a 4.
Yeah, she would play the 4 for us. Yes, definitely the 4.
This would be a backup 5.
Backup 5, and then you have Tiana to play the 4. But because we're limited on the perimeter right now, I may have to move Tiana out to the 3, to give some people some rest. So we're going to have to juggle all that right now. Going in, I knew exactly we were too deep everywhere. Now we're not. So now we got to juggle things and put people out of position a little bit because of that.
There's kind of always been like an underlying question in college basketball to whereas, would you rather have a team that has 5, 6 players averaging, 10, 12, whatever, or having that one, established superstar and defined roles around her? I mean, you've had both. What are the differences?
Yeah,
What do you kind of,
I think when you have a Bria Holmes, it helps the other people around it get open. I really do. I think that's why they can be successful. That's why you had 3 of our top 5 coming off the bench because everybody was geared to Bria Holmes. And if you can score, a lot of times you're wide open because everything's geared over there. And Tyneese is going to give us that, though. She's a scorer. Tyneese Martin is a scorer. So I'm excited. She worked hard this summer. I'm excited to see where she's at right now once we start going live a little bit. Like I said, I haven't went live for a while. Ever since that last injury, I'm scared to go live. So today I got to go live. So today we're going to go live. I'm just going to hold my breath through every practice, I guess. I threatened the practice players already. So, if they're going in for a layup, let them go. Don't dive on the floor. Don't leave your feet in the paint because we can't afford anybody else. I told the trainer just keep a lot of tape. We just got to take people up and put them back on the floor. We just don't have the numbers.
Are you seeing any development in Lene's offensive?
Yeah, I have. She's worked hard, but, we'll see. You just never know. I personally, right now, going into the season, I think she's going to score a lot more for us because she's a lot more comfortable down there. It seems like she's on balance a lot more, not getting off balance as much. So, yeah, and I think, and she demands the ball. When she's open, she demands the ball, and I like that. And she's been a great leader this summer, getting players in the gym and doing what they need to do. So, yeah, I think she's going to score more, but we'll see,
Another place she can score is the free throw line.
Yeah.
She's getting better there?
We hope. Yeah, you work on, you just never,
Right.
I've been in this so many years. I don't know, man. Get in there, I think she will, but, a lot of that is mental at the foul line. And if you start hitting your shots early and then mentally you think you're going to hit them. If you miss them shots early, now you're thinking about it, and it just keeps carrying over. So, yeah, I'll tell you what, she's put the time in to do great things this year. So hopefully it works out.
When you are looking at a lack of depth, how much more does that put on your starters? Do they have to shoulder everything? Is that kind of
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely, and I don't like being in that position as a coach, because now, the threat of competition makes your teams a lot better. When you don't have that, what am I going to do? I mean, you're not going hard. Well, okay, I just got to. But the thing I like about our team is we have great young ladies, and they're motivated, and they want to win, and they want to do the right thing. So that's good. I've been in situations where that wasn't the case, where you just have to sit there and take things you would never have taken and let things go by that you would never let go by because you just don't have the numbers. I don't think that's going to be the case with this team, because they want to win and they're motivated, and they're good people. They're good young ladies. So hopefully we can keep that. And the newcomers, they just got to step up and follow, their lead.
that's where you get a long year going right there, is when you have the opposite of.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that I definitely don't think that's going to be the case of this group, because, they've been through it, and especially when you get a leader like Lene, because this is her last go-around, so she's not going to let it. I'll just say Lene handled, and she'll handle it. And we have some good leaders on this team.
No, what Tyneese did last year wasn't a surprise to you as you recruiter, but I think probably to the rest of the league and a lot of the country, she was, a surprise. But do you get the feeling that, that she wants to take her game to another level? That she's not just going to be, thinking she's got it all figured out right now?
Oh, yeah, she worked hard this summer. The biggest thing she worked on this summer is her ball handling. I mean, that's the thing she had. She was great. She's got the best pull-up anybody in the country. I mean, her pull-up game is unbelievable, and her three-point shot is good. But what she had to do is now, because of her shooting is so good, now she got to take it off the dribble and make plays. And that's something she worked on all summer. And I'm excited to see, I've seen glimpses of it in practice, where then I shut her down, because I'm not getting up her. I'll just shut her down. But, I think she's attacking a lot more, and she has a lot more confidence off the dribble, left and right hand. And I think she's been working on moves. And it's one thing pull up, but make a move, make the defense, back on her heels, then pull up. And she's been working on that stuff. So I think she's going to have a great year. I really do.
Since you've been in this league, have you had to adjust to the style of play in this league? Have you, where Hugs had to, from a Big East style to a Big 12 style, have you had to do that a little bit with your roster, or you just continue to play?
We do what we do. We switch 1 through 4 and play. We have really not made. Now, what we've done, we've really been emphasizing hands on people and all that because of the new rules and all that stuff. But as far as our style and what we do as a program, no. I was always a believer, you adjust to us, we're not adjusting to you.
So I know in Hugs' case, he's had to get wings to match Baylor and some of the athletic teams. You haven't had to do that with your personnel to match some of the different styles? The
only thing that we worry about is in the post, at the 5 position, because the Big 12 has so many fives. I mean, you look at Baylor will bring off, 6'7", 6'5", 6'6", 6'6" off in the 5. I bring off Lene, and then I bring off Tiana. That's where, to me, it's the 5 position. It's not so much the 1 through 4, it's the 5 position that are always our concern.
So you could have gotten by before the 6'2" post, where now it's a little harder
right,
to do.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
They're just too big. I mean, Oklahoma signed a girl we'll play against this year, 6'7". I mean, it's just you're going against that size every game, and it just makes it tough. Now, Lene's been great. Lene, in my opinion, has been one of the best defensive centers in the country. I've said that. Now her offense getting a little bit better, which makes her really good.
Looking at the league this year, could it be the strongest maybe since you've been here with you?
Oh, I think so. I think you even look at Kansas, which didn't win the game. They had 2 they had one girl, and I don't remember her name, was a top 10 player in the country coming out of high school, sat out last year, will be playing for them. And they had some transfers that sat out, playing for them. They've really improved. And Texas Tech is the other one, had several players sitting out that are really good players that we know of that'll be playing this year. So I think those were the people that were on the bottom last year. And, you know, without a doubt, this is going to be really strong this year. Really strong.
Oklahoma State is always.
Yeah, they bring in a lot of transfer, a lot of junior college players. You never, you know, just wait and see what they're going to have.